A member just created $2,500 from a single outreach message. The prospect booked the call within an hour because the copy hits so hard. So in this video, I'll reveal the connector angle nobody else uses and walk you through exactly how it deliver his project live. So the connector is a framework that I came up with when I was hovering around that 40K a month. And I wanted to dominate the AI and automation space. So I needed a way to stand out without sounding like every other expert. So the principle is simple. You don't pitch, you don't explain, you just show up as someone who has access to talent, timing, and the right conversations. So it's not, here's what I offer. It's, I know who needs this, want me to show you, or want me to build a system that puts you in front of them every single month. That's the connector shift. No pitch, just access. That's why it closes high ticket deals pretty quickly, because you just create your own world, your own kind of cosmos, your own universe, right? And as a connector running a sales agency, well, your job is pretty simple. Build systems that bring together two parties who need each other but haven't found each other yet. Think of yourself as a bridge, helping people cross into opportunities they couldn't reach alone. So this member actually made $2,500 after pivoting away from random Upwork automations into the connector angle. He still does a little bit of automation, but now it's inside like a system, not as a freelancer. And that's why he was able to close that in a single call, which is absolutely insane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read through his win posts. And after that, I'm going to walk you through what his client does and essentially how I would fulfill, right? If I was him, right? And also, I will also build like a system that does this automatically, which is going to be like a value packed for you guys. So you can take what I'm doing, right? And just copy it, whether you are having a client right now, or maybe you're wondering what fulfillment actually looks like in the future when you have a client, right? So clients closed $2,500. Well, this is £2,500. So I believe it's more than dollars right now, and £350 per meeting. Last week, a lead got on a call with me 1 hour after receiving my outreach. During the call, he told me the copywriting was so good that he joined the call just because of it. That's what happens when you use the connector framework, right? It just cuts through the noise, because most decision makers, B2B, B2C, whatever, they're so used to the pitch. Hey, we specialize in this. We build, automations. We automate your whatever, right? So when you just cut through the noise and say, hey, I can connect you to the right people, and I can do this using AI sales systems. Well, now we just cut through the noise, because you're essentially saying, it's kind of like telling someone, hey, I got what you need and I can automate it, right? He had been spending a lot of hours doing outreach by himself because he wants to scale to £1 million a year with his recruitment agency next year. Okay, so he has been doing a lot of outreach. Again, like I said, within the recruitment niche, and not just the recruitment niche, in any niche, 99% of decision makers still do outreach manually. They still rely on referrals, networking events, cold calling, which I think is silly. They don't have a predictable way to automate their lead gen and essentially just make more money. So when you come up as a connector running a sales agency, say, hey, I can connect you to the right decision makers, right? I can get you in the right room. Well, obviously it's a no-brainer offer, because this is the most important thing that every business wants, or every business owner wants, okay? So I pitched him a setup fee of £2,500 for an initial 5 meetings, and then £350 per meeting after that. So great work, my friend. I'm very proud of him. And this is essentially this is where I get my status from, you guys. I love seeing this winning post. Every single day, there's someone that makes 5K, 4K, and it's just absolutely insane. It makes me so freaking happy. And I'm probably going to get a sign here, because if you guys don't know, we crossed, I believe, $700,000 in just cash collected, not just commissions from member wins. I'm probably going to get a sign and just put it there, which is, I love seeing this. This is where I get my status from. Like I said, it's not how much you've made, but how much the people you've helped made, in a sense. That's extremely powerful, right? So, this is the onboarding, right? Obviously, when you close a client, this is kind of the usual route. When you close a client, obviously you have to go through the kickoff phase, or the onboarding phase, where essentially you just hop on a call with them. You collect the information that you're going to need, etc., to build a project, the message, and whatever, right? And this is the onboarding doc that he sends me. Obviously, I made a copy of X, because I'm not going to show his clients, obviously. So let's read through this. So what is your offer and target audience? Well, want to target fintech companies hiring for tech talents, more money NLP, etc. So what are the benefits of your offer? Perm positions, 3-month guarantee. So what I've done, and this is essentially how I do it every single time a member makes their first sale. For some context, whenever a member closes a client, I'll hop on a call with them, simply just help them with the project, because it just removes that anxiety about service delivery, right? And I wish someone back then helped me with this. And this is kind of like how they can kickstart their career, right? So let me walk you through the clients. Obviously, it's a recruitment agency, right? Ding, ding. Everybody is going for the recruitment space, and it's not saturated. It will never be, because there's every single day, there's a new company that is hiring, and recruitment agencies just want to place candidates. So there's this beautiful supply and demand, which is perfect for a connector sales and agency, right? So a recruitment agency that finds tech talent for fintech companies. Think banking apps. If you guys don't know what is fintech, it's financial technology. Think banking apps, payment platforms, etc. They want a system that can help them talk to CTOs, obviously classic CTOs. These are like technical roles. By the way, it's not hiring managers. If you are working with a recruitment agency that hires like AI engineers, etc., usually they want to talk to CTOs, like technical roles, right? Not the hiring manager. Just keep that in mind. Okay, that's a really good golden nugget for you guys. Don't go for the hiring manager. Okay. Heads of engineering, obviously, at SaaS companies, and 50 to 250 employees. Okay, that's very important. So only 50 to 250 employees. So we got to make sure we build a system that only filters out the 50 and 250 employees that are looking to hire AI engineers, data engineers, etc. Their strongest case study was a fintech company that had a tech role open for 2+ months using multiple recruiters who got nowhere, right? The client, right, his client rewrote the job description in 2 hours and got 30+ qualified applications. Within days, 2 were hired. So that's very impressive. Now, you might be thinking, Saad, why are you telling me this? Why are we talking about the client's case study? Well, I'm going to explain to you why. Because whenever you onboard a new client and you want to build them a system that can connect them with their ideal clients, well, within the messaging, right, that the system is going to generate, it has to be tied to the best case study. And let me explain to you why. Okay, so this is how essentially you fulfill for a recruitment agency. Okay, use these 3 steps. Step 1 is you start with their biggest case study. The reason why is because think about it. If you have a client and they have a great case study, well, obviously you want to reverse engineer from that and find similar people and clone the same people that they helped, right? Just so simple. So you find more people who look exactly like the person they already helped. So if they helped a plumber, go find more plumbers. If they helped the dentist, go find more dentists. So simple, clone the winner, and easier to win again, because if you win, you can win again, right? Step 2 is you reframe everything in terms of money, which is super, super important, right? So when you are working with a recruitment agency or recruitment client, and you're the one handling the system build plus the messaging, which I think is the best way, because that's how you make a ton of money, right? And I made them like a lot of money just from this. So it's not better candidates, because the typical like recruitment agency offer, it's we have better candidates, we have faster hiring process. Well, it's losing revenue from unfilled roles. See how we framed everything in terms of like the money, right? And then burning out on shitty recruitment attempts, obviously. Speed in getting the right person in seats so project ship, so team doesn't quit, obviously. And the money formula here, this is the money formula that we're going to use. So think about it. Like an average fintech company loses 50 pounds to 150 pounds per unfilled senior tech role per quarter. And that's conservative in my experience. So if this client fills roles in 2 to 6 weeks versus 2 to 4 months, well, they'll save from around 30,000 a pound to 100,000 pound per hire. Think about this. So for a company hiring 5 to 10 roles per year, that's what? All the way to like 500K and recovered revenue. So your entire messaging should be based on that. Okay. Step 3 is change the client's promise, right? So usually their offers are, we'll find you great candidates, or we have access to top tech talent, right? So the not shit offer, this is like the best name that I came up with, will get your revenue critical tech roles filled in weeks, not months. So you stop bleeding money on delayed projects and burned out teams. Now it's more about money, because every company just cares about the money, guys. So you stand in the middle, obviously, as a connector, and build a system that makes the intro and that's how you get paid. Obviously, I wish this member went for like a commission, because let me explain this, right? So usually like a tech role, like an AI engineer or something, they usually make like 120K a year, maybe like from 90 to 100, like 120K a year. And usually recruitment agency, they collect like 10% all the way to like 15%, right? From the initial salary of that candidate they place. So 120, right? Let's take, for example, 15%. Well, that's what? 18K. So they've made 18K. So that's like 18K, right? $18,000 from just the commission, right? So if they place, right? So 18K, that's a lot of money for a recruitment agency. So I wish he priced more. So if you are watching this, you want to go for recruitment, always pitch more. 2,500 is nothing, right? I would pitch higher, like 4, 6, 7, all the way to 8K, right? Because they're making a lot of money. I mean, think about it. The ROI that they've made is insane. So 18K, if they pay you like 8K, they're still making 10K. That's a lot of money, right? So that's my recommendation for you that you are watching this. And let's say you're working with recruitment or planning to, or just wondering like what kind of pricing you want to go for. Always pitch high, right? So now let's go ahead and scope out a project, because now we kind of like have this general outline, right, of like how to build the messaging, etc. Now let's actually do this in the real world, right? So step one, whenever you hear something like tech roles, etc., let's say you work in a recruitment agency and they fill tech roles like AI engineers, AI developers, and so on. Well, the best platform to go for is going to be Well Found. Well Found is kind of like LinkedIn Jobs, but more tailored for SaaS companies, right? AI startups, and so on, right? So Well Found gives you actually the poster name, which is super important, right? The poster name. So usually when you get data from Well Found, it's almost like 99% of the time, it's technical roles, always, right? So like you're always gonna find like a technical role that posted a job usually. So the only thing we have to do is just get the data from Well Found, build a system that scrapes that, and then we need to get AI. The easiest way, instead of like nerding out in terms of like formulas, we can just get AI to filter or read through the company size, because we're gonna get the company size. Gonna say, hey, if the company size is more than 250, output false. If it's less than that, output true. So we only want, like I said here, well, I can't move this. I don't know why, but whatever. We only want like from 11 to 200, right? Which is basically like that mid-size, right? And then the third thing is basically going to be the enrichment. Enrichment is basically finding the contact details, such as their emails, etc., full names, whatever. We're gonna get the full name, so we're gonna get what? We're gonna get the job description. I believe we're gonna get it from Well Found. Yes, yeah. So just off the top of my head, it's kind of like the outliners of the system, right? So enrichment, and then at the end, we're just gonna get AI again to generate like a very, very personalized copy. It's kind of like my cheat sheet here, right? So I just dump all my thoughts here. And then when we get into the building, obviously some things are going to change, right? I don't know how many modules we're going to have, but we're just going to do it, right? And at the end, obviously we're just going to plug everything to a cold email software, which is going to be instantly. All right. So I'm going to pull up make.com, which is the best no-code tool on the planet, right? It's just so simple and straightforward to work with. I'm going to create a new scenario. I'm going to keep it here. And then I'm going to go to Well Found. I'm going to walk you guys through it. So essentially Well Found, like I said, startup job search. We're going to scroll down a little bit, and then we're going to go to Know Your Worth. Obviously, Know Your Worth. Let us show you off. So job collections, job by role, software engineer jobs, etc., data analytics. So there we go. So we can find software engineer. So this company from 51 to 200 employees. This is what we want. So Mirage, I believe it's in French. Anvil, 1 to 10. 1 to 10 again, 1 to 10. So I believe they want, go back here. So 50 to 250. Okay, so 50 to 250. So this is good. This is good. This is not good, right? So in any city, so they want, I believe they want to start with the UK. So United Kingdom. Okay, cool show. That's more than enough for me. 1,000 to 500, no. 51 to 100 is where we want. Trading hub. Okay, again, let's type in AI engineer and let's see what we can have. Software engineer, AI engineer in United Kingdom. Let's see. 247. Okay. So as you can see, we have a bunch of companies here. So let's start with AI engineer, right? So all we got to do now is go to well found scraper. This is the one. And then we're going to click on try for free. It's very straightforward. All we got to do is just plug in this URL right here. And you want to scroll down. You want to go to advanced filters. I believe it's bulk options. So you want to put it here. AI engineer in UK and pagination options. So max pages, how much do we have? 7. So I'm just going to put 7 and I'm going to click on save and start, right? So this is how we get like all the pages, right? Keep in mind. So obviously the actor is getting our data. If we go to log, the data is getting extracted, which is awesome. All right. So it's going to be populated here in the output, obviously. And we get the company name, get the company logo, which is really good. So they posted today. So this is today. So if we go to companies, we're going to get a bunch of things here. So this is a startup. Like I said, startups, AI engineer, SaaS, told you. So I believe we can get also the job poster, like I said. So notice here, we get president and CEO. So all of these, because if you think about it, so 51 to 200, usually the founder is still doing like most of the hiring decisions or like still makes the hiring decisions. So we're going to go also for founder and also CEO. So still CEO is still good, right? So the reason why we stopped at 147 is because there were duplicates. And this scraper is actually really good because it removes the duplicates. Okay, so we're going to copy this now, then go back to Epify. And then we want this module called get dataset items, okay? And then you want to go to dataset ID, you just want to paste it here. But before you want to do that, you want to authenticate your account. You want to go to connection type, Epify API token. You want to go to settings here. You want to go to API integrations. You want to copy your API key and then just save it here, right? And click on save again. It's very simple. And then you want to go to limit, just put 1. Okay, let me just put 1 right here. Okay. And click on save and run once. The cool part, if you guys don't know, there's like this new feature that we can run with existing data, which is really good. It's kind of like NA10. So instead of like rerunning the entire thing, we can just run with the existing data that we just previously ran, which is awesome. So I can get a lot of things from here. Again, senior Ruby on Rails, full engineer. Yeah, this is all good. Health benefits. So hiring contact is empty. We don't really care about it because we only want to deal with like job listings where there's the hiring contact or like the person who posted the job. So I'm going to name this get technical roles. All right. After this, we want to filter by, we want to filter by company size. So I'm going to go to Azure. Azure is basically like an AI model, not an AI model really. It's just, it's like a cool way to get access to multiple models from OpenAI, which is either like GPT-4o, GPT-4, whatever you want. You can use any AI model that you want, obviously. I'm just using Azure. In terms of the prompts, I'm going to say, you are, gotta think about it. So we are filtering. So here's the problem that I came up with. It took me like 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm filtering job listings for a recruitment agency that places tech talents at fintech SaaS companies. Analyze the job listings and return true or false. So analyze, I could say analyze the company headcount. I think it's way better. Yeah. And return true or false based off this criteria. Include return true if company size is between 11 to 500 employees, just like I said. And return false if it's under 1 under 100 or over 1,000. And then what we want to do is just feed in the size. So 51 to 200, this is good. We're going to get true. So let's run once. Great, true. Now, what we want to do is name this filter company size. And from here, what we want is we want to enrich, kind of like find the decision maker. So since we're going to get like the hiring contact / the poster name, what we want to do is just use an enrichment platform. And the one that I'm going to be using is going to be an email finder. Obviously, I can use my own platform. If you guys don't know, there's like a new Black Friday here, but I can use my own platform. In his case, he's going to use his own, like our own platform, which is specifically built for people in the community. So they don't pay like, I don't know, like $400 for an email finder, which is the reason why I came up with this one. It's usually the same thing as an email finder. It verifies the emails, etc. Let me just log out and show you, right? Essentially, you just log in, you have unlimited credits, right? In terms of like finding the emails, there's also bulk upload, just plug in, right? Everything that you want, bulk finder. And they also got your API keys to automate everything. This is like the documentation, very straightforward. But anyways, I'm just going to use an email finder because I'm assuming you guys are watching don't have access to that. So again, I'm just going to use an email finder, which is going to be in the search modules here. So search for a person's email. All you got to do is just go to add, plug in your API key, which is going to be in API settings, and click on save, right? And then all I got to do is go to search by domain. And the domain is going to be, I believe, website or maybe URL. We do have the website. Yes. And then the full name is going to be hiring contact. But you see this empty because the first record didn't have a hiring contacts. So we need a filter here. So condition, this has to be equal to true because remember, it has to be like 51 to 200. So text response from AI equals to true and hiring contact exists. So we can do, so company size, we can do, I could just name this sorted, just sorted, right? So obviously the first one is not going to be sorted because we don't have the hiring manager, but I believe if you go back and we go to output, let's check all fields. So the second one we have the guy Chuck Doer. Chuck Doer. What are you doing, Chuck? So I'm gonna offset. So offset just means skip. So we're gonna skip the first record where we don't have the higher contact, and then we're gonna go straight to the second. So now if I run once, let's check if it's okay, great. So we found the email. Great. Chuck Doer at openfin.co. I want to check this company. OpenFin is now here. As you know, recently we've done from OpenFin here as a part of this transformation. Okay, we are now. Like a SaaS. Yeah, it's a product. Yeah. Product. Yes, it's a SaaS. Great. That's exactly what we want. So find email. So as you guys can see, it's very simple, very straightforward. We just used AI enrichment, and you can essentially just print money just by doing this, which is, I believe, like this is like the greatest skills people can have in 2025 or 2026 and beyond, right? Because you can just use no code and make a ton of money. So find email, filter company size, get technical roles. Now all I got to do is use AI to generate a really good copy. So I already have like a prompt, I believe, because I have multiple systems, right, for my clients, etc. And I'm going to share with you guys a couple ones. So this is like a document that I share with people inside. And I'm going to use this one. Yeah, the references, job references. So examples, data to use. So there's like 2 prompts in here. So we're going to have to split this. So, okay. So generate a statement similar to, yeah, let's just copy this. So generate, I'm going to do, again, GPT-4o, and I'm going to go to user content tags. I'm going to say generate a statement similar, in the bracket similar to, and what we want is saw you're hiring for X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So I'm just going to copy this. Similar to, I'm going to add in the examples. And then, as you can see, I already used this before because it was scraped from Wellfound. All you got to do is just plug in the job titles. So job title is right here, as you can see. The location is, again, location, the company name here, etc. So let's save this and then let's just see. And by the way, we need a filter here. I'm going to explain why. So let's read through it. So hiring for a junior DevOps engineer at OpenFin in New York. Exciting opportunity with hybrid. So I believe this AI is hallucinating. All right. So I did a little bit more prompt engineering and I said, write one short sentence, max 10 words following this pattern. I think now AI is not going to hallucinate. I'm going to have to update this prompt too. Saw you hiring for a DevOps ENG in New York. Competitive research. That's good. I like this. Just a competitive research. So this is going to be 101 copy, right? Great. So now all we got to do is just plug this into a set variable. So I'm going to say, hey, X, right? Hey, first name. So splits based off a space. I'm just using a formula here in make. We're just splitting the first name based off a space. And then we get in 1. Reason why is because you see this little space here between Chuck, Door. Actually, here in full name, there's a little space. We get in, we're splitting the base of space. We get in 1, which is Chuck. And I'm going to add a dash. And then I'm going to add the response from here. I'm going to say connected to, and I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to copy some of this. Connected to someone that can get your revenue critical tech roles filled in weeks, not months, so you stop bleeding money in delayed project teams. Worth the intro, or maybe I can say connect to someone that can get you revenue critical tech roles filled in just weeks, not months. And I can add the case study here. He worked with a fintech company that had a tech role for 2+ months using multiple recruiters who got nowhere. He rewrote the job description in 2 hours and got 30+ qualified applications within 2 days, where 2 were hired. So it's going to be Reem email. And then let's just save this and then let's just run. Hey Chuck, saw you hiring for a DevOps ENG New York. Competitive research connected to someone that can get your revenue critical tech roles filled in just weeks, not months. He worked with a okay, we need to add an A, with a fintech company that had a tech role open for 2+ months using multiple recruiters who got nowhere. He rewrote the job description in 2 hours and got 30+ qualified applications within 2 days. 2 were hired, were the intro. Great. That's a really good copy. Dream email. All right, so the last step is plugging everything into Instantly, which is going to be our cold email software. Basically, Instantly allows you to send multiple thousands of outreach messages at scale. I'm going to go to Instantly. I'm going to log in, and then all I got to do is create a new. So first client reward, 2,500. Right? And then now all I got to do is just go to campaign ID, and then I'm going to refresh. And then I'm going to put the email here. The personalization is going to be the entire copy. Websites, we can definitely add the website in here. URL. Last name, I'm simply just going to copy this. And then add, instead of 1, it's 2. And then now it's going to be 1 because it's the first name. The company name is obviously we got it from name here, name. So company name, which is name. Save. Let's run once. Okay, so we added everything here. Great. All we got to do is just add personalization. Save. Gonna say better placements. All right, save. Now it's good. Now let's run this. Example 20. Gonna save this again, run once. Obviously, we're gonna get added. By the way, in instantly, you do not add the duplicates. If it's there already, it's not gonna get added. Okay, next one added. Great. Found. So now it's like cleaned, right? We only want the highest intent people. Great, my leads are getting added and I have everything here. So I'm going to add also send from my iPhone. All right, so that's the entire system build, right? I'm going to leave you guys this TLDR along with the system plus the prompts. And I'm also going to give you the scraper, right, when you download the blueprint down below. And yeah, hopefully you guys found value in this video. And like I always say, get out there, take action. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.